welcome back to my channel. Today I have a highly requested video on my channel. It's going to be my top 10 designer fragrances in my collection. I'm also going to do a niche version of this video very soon. I'm very excited to do that one as well. I have some real gems for that video. But today I want to talk to you about my most favorite, amazing top 10 designer fragrances in my collection. So remember, these are strictly designer fragrances, so I'm going to exclude houses like Lancôme or Guerlain, so all those will be left out. It's just going to be designers fragrances. So if you guys want to see what my picks are, stay tuned. So guys, I had the hardest time narrowing down 10 designer fragrances. I'm gonna have even a harder time with the niche ones because there are so many niche fragrances that I just love and adore. But this one was a struggle too, you guys. I mean, I tried so hard to narrow it down, but I think I'm going to have a couple of honorable mentions just because I didn't want to leave some of those out. Before I forget, I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winners at the end of this video, so please stay tuned until the end of the video to find out the names of the giveaway winners. I announced a giveaway during my last haul video. I will link it up here for you guys and down in the description box. So yeah, stay tuned until the end to find out the winners. So let's get right into these designer gems, you guys. So the first one is been a love of mine since the beginning of my perfume obsession. And if you are an OG subscriber to my channel, you know which one I'm talking about. You know that I am a Frangipani lover. The yellow floral note that I love and adore. It's just amazing. So it's none other than Prada La Femme. So this one, you guys, has been a love of mine from since forever, really. This one, I love this because of that Frangipani note in it. It is just the most beautiful yellow floral note, you guys. I also love Ylang Ylang, but Frangipani is just beautiful. This one, you guys, is a white floral, yellow floral, honey type of fragrance. Oh yeah, there it is. So this has Frangipani, Ylang Ylang, tuberose, honey, vetiver, vanilla. It's a very beautiful white yellow floral fragrance with a little bit of honey and that earthiness from vetiver. I believe there is some kind of fresh notes like bergamot in the opening as well. So it's obviously a white floral, yellow floral, like floral overall, honey, tuberose, like earthy, little animalic, powdery kind of scent. I believe there might be some iris in here too. Beautiful fragrance. It's very, what's the word? Very kind of feminine, ethereal type of yellow floral fragrance. It's a little bit soapy, but not a lot. It is something that you can wear all throughout spring and summer. I wish I could wear this all year round. You can wear any fragrance anytime you want. It's just that it's gonna shine more during spring and summer seasons. It is definitely signature scent worthy fragrance. I also have the Intense, the intense version. This one is obviously more intense. And this one actually is, I would say, quite a bit more intense than the original. If you ask me which one I like better, I think I like the original slightly better, although this is gorgeous too, don't get me wrong. The original is a little bit more ethereal. The intense version, I believe, doesn't have the honey accord but has patchouli in it. So it's a little bit more long lasting than the original. Of course, you guys, my very first choice in designer fragrance is Prada La Femme. You could probably guess my next choice if you watch my channel often. I talk about it all the time on my channel, and it's one of the sexiest perfumes for date nights. It was in my top 10 date night fragrances video. I'll link that up here and down in the description box. It's none other than Dior Hypnotic Poison Eau de Toilette. So this is one of the few times I would recommend the Eau de Toilette over Eau de Parfum or higher concentration. In this case, the Eau de Toilette is the more sexy one out of the two, if you ask me. This is so sexy to me. So I think one of the most uniquely sexy fragrances that I have in my collection. This is a very almondy, vanilla, musky scent, you guys. That musk in it really makes it very sexy with that almond, with the slight gourmand touch with the vanilla. This has a very big dose of vanilla in it. It was in my top 10 vanilla video as well. I'll link it up there and down in the description box. This has coconut, jasmine, I believe like other floral notes like tuberose, lily of the valley. This is like coconut in the opening, I believe. There's fruity notes in the opening, and then there's in the middle you have that jasmine. And then you have a bunch of other floral notes like lily of the valley. There is tuberose, I believe. There might be some rose. And then there's like, I think a slight licorice type of hint from the caraway seeds in the middle, I believe. And in the base you get that almond, vanilla, musk, and there might be some sandalwood. This is a very almond, fruity, nutty, white floral, coconut, vanilla, balsamic, powdery, sweet sort of scent, and there's a slight bit of muskiness in here. Just a very sexy fragrance, you guys. If you want a beautiful, sexy date night fragrance, this is the one for you. Whenever I want to feel really sexy without effort, it's kind of like a dumb reach for me. If I don't have time to think, but I want to smell sexy and confident and, you know, just overall put together, this is the one I grab for. It is Dior Hypnotic Poison Eau de Toilette. So next, I'm cheating a little bit, you guys. I have the regular and the intense version of the same fragrance, but they're two different perfumes. But I'm going to group them together because I didn't want to leave one of them out, because they're both amazing, fabulous fragrances that deserve to be on this list. Giorgio Armani Si and Si Intense. These are two beautiful fragrances that are, I would say, staples for your collection. They are must-have fragrances in my eyes. So this fragrance, you guys, is a patchouli based fragrance. So if you don't like patchouli, you might not like this as much. This is a very popular fragrance, you guys. I can't see anybody having an issue with this fragrance. This is a beautiful balance between blackcurrant nectar, rose of Mai, freesia, and the musky blonde wood. That blackcurrant in the opening, you guys, is just to die for. There's a rose of Mai and freesia in the middle. In the base, you have that musky blonde wood. There is patchouli. There's ambroxan in here, which is basically the synthetic version of ambergris. And that gives it that beautiful, fresh, sort of aquatic, like freshness to this fragrance. Just, there's something very fresh, aquatically fresh about this fragrance. At the same time, it's beautifully fruity and floral. This is a very popular fragrance and it's hyped for a reason. Si by Giorgio Armani. Now I want to talk to you about the sexier sister here. This is the Si Intense. This one, you guys, oh God, this one. So good. This fragrance right here, you guys, if you are one of my OG subscribers, you will know, was my signature scent for the longest time. It still is. It's just not the right season for it right now. I don't tend to wear this in the winter time, but all throughout last summer, spring, the previous year, this is usually my warmer month signature fragrance. This, you guys, is for that effortlessly beautiful, confident kind of chick. This is so good. So this one has the same DNA as the original, but this has more. There's intensity to this, obviously. This is basically the same as the original with the fragrance notes and accords, except there are added florals in the middle in this one. There is like freesia is in the top of this fragrance with like some citrus notes. I mean, of course, there's blackcurrant and then there's cassis too in here, I believe, in the opening. You know, there's Mayros just like the original in the middle, but then there's osmanthus, artemisia. I think there is neroli in the middle. And in the base you get ambroxan just like the original. This one also has that burst of freshness, like aquatic freshness, because of the ambroxan in the base, along with those fresh notes in the opening and middle, like freesia, cassis, things like that. Gives it like a burst of freshness. And this one has patchouli in the base also, and then there's vanilla, I believe, in this one. And there's of course ambroxan and blonde wood also in this one, in the base, I believe. But this one is just a little bit more intense than the original, but they both have that sort of marine aquatic vibes to it, along with the fruity vibes. These both have that fruitiness with the florals, with that fresh aquatic marine quality. Both of these really work well with my body chemistry. I mean, when I wear this and I actually sweat in the summertime, it smells even better. It smells even better. It kind of projects even more. I feel like it just like really projects, especially the Intense version. So it really mixes well with my chemistry. So it's a fragrance that I really love using as my signature scent. Giorgio Armani Si and Si Intense. So the next one, you guys, is something that is always going to be one of my favorite designer fragrances. I've loved it since the first time I smelled it. It was a love at first sniff. This is a very unique fragrance, an amazingly sexy, gorgeous fragrance. It is Zadig&Voltaire's This Is Her. This one, you guys, is a sandalwood whipped cream type of fragrance. This is very lactonic, very like sandalwood, that creamy. It's a very creamy fragrance with that whipped cream note and the creamy sandalwood together. It's just beautiful. If you don't like sandalwood, I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't like sandalwood. You wouldn't like this, because this is a very sandalwood fragrance. Just beautiful. Again, I don't need to even spray this, but I will spray it anyway, just for the sake of the video. Oh, love it. So this has pink pepper in the opening with jasmine. I believe it's like Arabian jasmine. And in the middle you get that whipped cream with chestnut and vanilla. It's such a gourmet type of middle. Oh, so good. And in the base, of course, you get that huge dose of sandalwood, creamy, beautiful sandalwood with cashmere wood. It's a gorgeous fragrance, you guys. It is for the daring woman, for the sexy kind of like the woman who wants to be different from everybody else, which I like to be different. And this fragrance is really good for the fall and winter seasons, you guys. You can wear it throughout the year, but really it's gonna shine the most in the colder months. I almost like to use this like a signature fragrance during the colder months. This is Zadig&Voltaire, This Is Her. Next, I have a very recent addition to my perfume collection. This is a beautiful fragrance, very pretty fragrance. And I wasn't gonna buy it at first. I saw commercials for this fragrance and I was like, oh, bored, next. I saw like a lot of really good reviews on Sephora and online forums and stuff, and I really got intrigued and I bought it, and I hauled this in my last perfume haul, I believe, or first perfume haul of this year. I'll link it up here and down in the description box. This one is the latest fragrance for women from Giorgio Armani. This is Giorgio Armani My Way. Guys, this fragrance right here is just a pretty is the word. I can't think of really any other word to use. It's a very pretty white floral tuberose scent. You know what's really funny? A lot of people say tuberose is a very like mature fragrance note. I don't understand where that comes from, because this fragrance right here, you guys, is it smells very young. It's for like a very young, pretty young kind of fragrance. Listen, you can wear any fragrance at any age you want, okay? Don't let anybody tell you what to wear and when to wear it. Definitely, there's no such thing as an age limit for perfumes. You wear what makes you happy. But in terms of what it smells like, it smells young and pretty, you know? So this is a tuberose fragrance that smells very young and very pretty. So tuberose is not a mature fragrance note. So this one right here, again, this is a beautiful, so pretty. Honestly, I really did not think, like, this fragrance smells like what the juice looks like, you guys. Really pretty. I need to come up with more descriptive words than pretty, but pretty really is the word for this fragrance. Let me spray it, although I can smell it. It's got very good projection. This is very kind of bubblegummy, sweet, white floral tuberose scent. Very airy, very pretty. You smell like a pretty girl, you know, when you wear this. I don't have fragrances like this in my collection, you guys. In a very unique way. Very light and feminine and pretty. This has like Calabrian bergamot in the opening, which is a really beautiful bergamot. And there's orange blossom from Egypt. And in the middle you get that beautiful creamy kind of bubblegummy tuberose. And then there's jasmine from India. I think both are from India. In the base you have Virginian cedarwood, Madagascar vanilla, and white musks. It's a very animalic white floral with citrus in there and that muskiness. That white musk in there gives it that edge, you know. It's not just like some white floral blah fragrance, you know. There's nothing blah about this or meh about this. It's very interesting, and I was completely wrong when I first saw this and thought, oh, another boring fragrance. This is definitely nothing like what I have in my fragrance collection. It's Giorgio Armani My Way. Next, I have a favorite of a lot of people. This one is very much hyped, and for a reason. This one is something that I am so glad I have in my collection, and it's a staple if you ask me, that everyone should have this in their collection. Elie Saab Girl of Now. This, you guys, is a pistachio almond fragrance. Super sexy, super feminine. You couldn't go wrong with picking this if you want to feel sexy. Let me go ahead and spray it. Like I said, this is a pistachio almond fragrance. There's that almond, there's that pistachio. I think in the opening it has like pistachio with pear and mandarin orange. And in the base, I think you have a couple of white florals, maybe orange blossom and one other white floral, could be magnolia, and it has almond in it. The almond is in the middle and in the base. And yes, you have almond in the base, and you have that gorgeous vanillic scent of tonka bean. There's patchouli, and then there's cashmere wood, I believe. This pistachio opening is just to die for. And then you smell that almond right away as well with the white florals. And in the base, you have that patchouli for that sexy sort of long-lasting power. Almond with the tonka bean in the base adds that slightest tinge of gourmand touch to this fragrance. It's a very fruity, nutty, almond, vanilla, white floral, sweet, citrus kind of fragrance. Beautiful. This is, again, one of the sexiest perfumes in my collection. Elie Saab Girl of Now, a staple in anybody's collection. Next, I have a gorgeous cherry fragrance. This is to me a must-have, and I love cherry accord, you guys, in fragrances. There aren't enough fragrances out there with that cherry accord. This to me is the best cherry fragrance out there. It's a boozy cherry nonetheless. It is none other than Tom Ford Lost Cherry. Tom Ford, to me, I know it's niche prices, but it's still a designer. So this is a designer fragrance. It's a very almondy cherry fragrance, you guys, and it's the most gorgeous cherry fragrance ever out there in the market. Very boozy cherry almond fragrance. It is best worn in the colder months. You get like a double dose of cherry here because you get cherry in the top, you get cherry in the middle. So in the opening is the most gorgeous opening, you guys. It's like a boozy opening. It's literally cherry, almond, and liquor, booze accord in the top. In the middle, you get that cherry again, rose, sambac, jasmine, and plum, I believe. In the base, you get vanilla and tonka bean, which makes it very kind of vanilla-like dry down. And then there's benzoin in it, which also smells a little bit like vanilla. There's Peru balsam, which is a resin balsam note. I believe there's clove, there's vetiver, there's patchouli. It's a very complex base. Beautiful fragrance, and it lasts a long time on my skin and my clothes. The best cherry fragrance on the market, if you ask me. Tom Ford Lost Cherry. Next, I have my favorite fragrance from the house of Thierry Mugler. I know Thierry Mugler has a lot of angel and alien perfumes, but this one is my favorite. It is Angel Muse by Thierry Mugler. This one is a hazelnut spread patchouli type fragrance, you guys. I believe in the opening it has like grapefruit, like a beautiful citrus note. In the middle you get that hazelnut spread. In the base you get patchouli and vetiver. The fragrance note structure isn't very complex, but it is beautiful. It's very sexy. It's a very like date night type appropriate fragrance. A sexy date night fragrance actually, you guys. And this one is best worn in the fall and winter months as well. Yes, very, very good. I can smell that chocolate, that cacao, the hazelnut in it. It's a very chocolate, nutty, sweet, woody, patchouli, balsamic type fragrance. Some people might not like this because it has that cacao, the hazelnut chocolate accord in there. And also it has patchouli. If you're not a patchouli lover, the patchouli in here is a little bit like a slightly dirty type of patchouli. You may not like this, but it smells very sexy, you guys, with what's in here. This is my favorite fragrance from the house of Thierry Mugler. To be quite honest, I'm not a huge fan of Alien. To me, the jasmine, I love jasmine. And if it's going to be a jasmine perfume, I need it to be a gorgeous, bright jasmine. I feel like Alien jasmine is kind of dirty. It's not really my cup of tea, but I still like that fragrance, but it's not as great as it's hyped to be. I still like it. I like any jasmine perfume, but it's not all that it's said to be to me in my eyes. So this one, on the other hand, I love from the house of Thierry Mugler. This is Angel Muse by Thierry Mugler. Next, I have something very different from what I showed you so far. This is from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. This one is the perfect summertime hot months scent. It's very fresh. It's aquatic, it's citrusy, it's musky. It is the gorgeous Dolce & Gabbana light blue Intense. Now guys, remember, get the Intense, the intense version, not the original. This one lasts longer, much more potent, and smells a lot more intense and beautiful. This is the perfect fresh fragrance for women, if you ask me, for the summertime. Just beautiful. Oh yeah, very sexy at the same time. Although it's a fresh fragrance, that musk makes it kind of sexy. So this is actually a sexy fresh fragrance for summertime for women. I think in the opening this has like lemon and a green apple. It's very crisp citrus opening, and in the middle you have, I think, like jasmine and marigold. It's a beautiful like florals in the middle, and in the base you get that musk, which is very sexy, and then there's amberwood, which makes it even sexier. This is a very fresh citrus, musky, aromatic, fruity, powdery, white floral, slightly green scent. It really feels refreshing in the summertime, and you feel sexy at the same time. It really works well with body chemistry, like when you're sweating and everything. It's just beautiful fragrance for the summertime. The summertime fragrance, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. I'm cheating again, you guys. Next I have two. I'm grouping them together because it's the original and the flanker, the more intense version. They're my favorites from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. It is none other than Jean-Paul Gaultier Scandal and Scandal by Night. Oh guys, these ones are sexy. You know, very sexy fragrances, very date night appropriate. In fact, I included them in my date night fragrance video that I linked up there. So this one here, the original, is a honey bomb, like straight out, flat out honey bomb. Beautiful still, very sexy. And this one right here is a lot more than just honey. This one, I barely smell the honey in this one, the Scandal by Night. This one has a cherry accord in it, which is so amazing. You guys know I love cherry. I feel like cherry really adds that sort of sexy gourmet touch to fragrances. So the original here, you guys, is a honey bomb, and it is beautiful, very sexy, very sexy fragrance. a confident woman would wear this fragrance. And in the opening, you guys, I think you get a couple of citrus notes here, blood orange and mandarin orange, I believe. And in the middle, you get beautiful bunch of white florals, jasmine, orange blossom, gardenia, I think. And there's peach in the middle, I believe. And then there's a big dose of honey in the middle. That syrupiness comes from the honey note in here, that syrupy honey accord. And in the base you get beeswax, patchouli, caramel, and licorice, I think. You know, the biggest accord in this, of course, is honey, big honey bomb. There's a slight animalicness from that beeswax in here. So it's a very honey, beeswax, caramel, woody, patchouli, sweet, animalic scent. So Scandal by Night, you guys, is even sexier if you ask me. So sexy, perfect for a nighttime date. It's a gorgeously sexy fragrance. It has that cherry accord, which I think makes it super sexy, and it's sexier than the original if you ask me. Oh yeah, that cherry accord really does this fragrance justice. So sexy. Oh, a sexy, confident woman would wear this on a date at nighttime. You can wear both of these fragrances all year round at nighttime. The original you can wear during the day too, but I would say they're both better for nighttime wear. They're more appropriate for fall and winter seasons. In the opening there's honey, and then there's citrus notes in the opening, and in the middle you get like two beautiful white florals like tuberose and orange blossom, and there's that cherry note that's gorgeous, and then there's pear in the middle too, I believe. And in the base you get tonka bean and vanilla, which makes it very like intense vanilla kind of smell. And then you have amberwood, sandalwood, musk, and patchouli also in the base, which adds a very sexy touch with the patchouli, with the musk, that amberwood. All of those add up to sexiness with that tonka bean and vanilla. Yeah, this is Jean-Paul Gaultier Scandal and Scandal by Night. So that was 10, you guys. It was really hard, like I said, so hard. So I had to put 2 honorable mentions here because they just had to be included because they're fabulous too. Next is Chanel Coco Noir. This is one of the few Chanel fragrances that I truly like, you guys. To be honest, now don't come for me. Chanel fragrances are overhyped. Now that's following the hype train, I'm telling you guys. Chanel's always going to be a classic designer fragrance house, you guys, with, of course, the fashion side of things. Always going to be classic. However, nowadays we have niche fragrance houses that are putting Chanel away, you guys. Seriously. For example, Fragrance du Bois, so much more expensive than Chanel and really high quality fragrances. There are so many niche houses nowadays making so many beautiful, just high quality fragrances. Chanel, yeah, back in the day was like one of the few high quality fragrance houses, but today it's no longer the case. But from the house, this is my favorite Chanel Coco Noir. This one smells vintage just like most of the Chanel fragrances, but this one has that edge, that sexiness to it. You know, this is something that you can wear to a formal function, occasion. I wouldn't call it a date night fragrance. It has a bunch of citrus notes in the opening, like orange, lemon, grapefruit. It's a very, like a burst of citrus opening. And in the middle, you get a beautiful bunch of florals like rose, geranium, narcissus, jasmine. And then there's pear, I believe, in the middle. And in the base, you get tonka bean and vanilla. That tonka bean in this fragrance is beautiful and dark. With that vanilla scent is more accentuated, more intensified by that tonka bean. It's a beautiful dark vanilla kind of vibe it gets from the two. By the way, there's benzoin also that is intensifying even more the tonka bean and vanilla scent. And this has olibanum too in it. And then there's like that white musk that adds that edginess to this perfume. I believe there's some sandalwood in here in that kind of creamy woody touch. So yeah, I mean, I really like the fact that sandalwood is the woody note in here, which really makes this a very smooth. So it's a warm, spicy, woody, amber, citrus, fresh, spicy, vanilla, aromatic, rose, powdery scent. Yeah, it's slight bit powdery. It has that like a vintagey sexiness to it and edginess to it, which is why I like this one. Most of the other Chanel's, I think they're overhyped. I like Chanel Eau Fresh. I like Eau Tendre. I also like Mademoiselle, but it's like everybody wears that, you know what I mean? But this one is like the more mysterious kind of not so commonly worn type of fragrance as say Coco Mademoiselle. So yeah, this is my favorite Chanel. This is Chanel Coco Noir. And then the second honorable mention is an expensive designer fragrance, you guys. It is an expensive designer brand, niche prices, really. It is one of my favorites from this brand. I have 3 of them from the same collection. Yes, you guys saw my 3 videos on each of these fragrances from that same collection. It is none other than Christian Louboutin's Loubirouge, you guys. This one is quite a unique fragrance. There are only 3 notes in here, very simple note structure. There's cardamom, iris, and vanilla. Just beautiful. I don't know how those 3 notes create such complex kind of smell, but this is one of my favorites from this collection, which is Loubi World collection of Christian Louboutin. I have 3 fragrances from the collection. I've done a review for each of them. I'll link them up here and down in the description box. If there's no room up there, I'll probably be linking all of these down in the description box. You guys, it's beautiful. That cardamom in here is not overwhelming. It's not in your face. It's not very spicy, hit you in the face. It's almost like a boozy cardamom, if that makes sense. It's an interesting cardamom, not very spicy, hit you in the face kind of cardamom, but more like a refined boozy kind of cardamom, if that makes sense. And that beautiful soft powderiness from that iris in the middle, and that beautiful base, the dry down with vanilla, big dose of vanilla. Very pretty. It's a very iris, aromatic, vanilla, powdery, warm, spicy scent. And the bottle is to die for. Look at that bottle. This fragrance was apparently inspired by cabarets in Paris. I can see that. It is just what it smells like. Loubirouge from Christian Louboutin. Second honorable mention. So you guys, that is it. It was like banging my head on a wall trying to narrow these down to 10. And then I still had to put into honorable mentions. The reason why I put the Loubirouge as an honorable mention is because it's super expensive, almost niche prices. So it's not designer prices, you know what I mean? So I thought that kind of should make it an honorable mention because of that. So now for the winners of the giveaway. This was hard, you guys. It was harder than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I had asked you guys to comment in that video in which I announced this giveaway, the dossier giveaway, and also to subscribe, of course, and like that video, and then follow me on Instagram. And as it turns out, you guys, a lot of you don't have Instagram. I didn't even take that into consideration, and I apologize, and that was a hindrance in picking a winner. So I was forced to pick from a very small pool of people that did follow me on Instagram this time. Next time I'm gonna take that away. I'm not gonna ask for Instagram following. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. Also guys, I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention that this giveaway was just domestic, not international. But you know what? Not to worry. I have 3 more giveaways coming up very, very soon, you guys. I'm gonna be giving away like 6 perfumes coming up very soon, one after the other. So stay tuned, and I'm going to make at least 2 of those videos international, and then I'm not gonna require the Instagram following because many of you don't have Instagram. This time I had very limited choices, so from the people that did follow me on Instagram as well, I picked 2 winners. So it is Ice Skate by Moonlight and Fancy Fool, you guys. So congratulations, Ice Skate by Moonlight and Fancy Fool. Thank you so much for watching my video and then doing the things that I asked for. Please DM me your addresses so I can send the perfumes to you as soon as possible. I'm pretty much going to toss a coin and pick which fragrance goes to which one. I have 2 Dossier fragrances. I decided to give both of them away. I was gonna give the one originally, but I decided to give them both away because I can get my hands on them anytime, you guys. And then I have the originals that they were inspired by. So I'm giving these two to you guys. Congratulations. Like I said, again, please let me know your addresses, how to get the perfumes to you. So thank you again, you guys, for participating in the giveaway. I have 3 giveaways coming up right away, and then I have more giveaways coming up after that. So stay tuned, you guys. Thank you again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload and you don't miss any of my videos. I will see you guys in my next video.